Wendy is a 59-year-old female who is married. She has an adult daughter and son. She is very close to her family and they are her main priority. In 2006, she broke her tibia and fibula, which required insertion of pins and plates. This was followed by an intensive course of physiotherapy, after which Wendy felt she did not regain full mobility. Wendy continued to visit her GP and was given a further physiotherapy session, after which she did see some improvement but not much. Over the next 3.5 years, she attended numerous GP appointments as she did not see any more improvement. Wendy felt she was not listened to by the GP, and the GP inferred that she was a hypochondriac, which negatively affected Wendy's view of herself and the difficulties she was experiencing. She felt like this could be a trigger to her anxiety. Wendy's physical difficulties had an impact on her social life and her emotional well-being. She felt very low, and that the GP's attitude, which was focused wholly on the biomedical approach, meant she felt powerless and began to think that maybe the GP was correct and it was all in her mind. When she experienced tingling in her hands and feet, she again visited the GP, who said it was linked to anxiety and stress. In some respects, Wendy gave up all hope of getting back to her normal life and thought she had to just accept and move on, that her difficulties were all linked to stress. At no point did the GP consider any other reasons for Wendy's difficulties other than the initial leg break that happened in 2006. The amount of time Wendy had spent convinced something was wrong with her but was not being able to get the correct help triggered more anxiety. Her positive and strong relationships with her family helped her at this time and were protective factors. They helped with any negative feelings and a feeling of loss of control. She lost her confidence in a GP, and without any answers and support, she felt helpless. And this had a negative impact on her mental health, as she did not experience any person-centred care. She did not feel in control of anything that was going on with her health and well-being. Wendy did not feel able to and was not encouraged to speak up when she felt she was not getting the correct level of care. She felt helpless. At no point was the GP working collaboratively with Wendy to manage and make informed decisions about her care. Eventually, Wendy was informed that she had a new GP. She decided to visit the GP and tell her about her past problems. Wendy felt confident that her GP had listened and understood her concerns. She was referred to a neurologist straight away and had a full body scan. She was then diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which was a shock to Wendy. Wendy felt frustrated and anxious and angry that her concerns had previously been ignored and she'd been left to struggle. With these feelings and they affected her mental health, Wendy was assigned an MS nurse who actively supported her and helped her. Her and her husband both attended the appointments, and the nurse always put her family and Wendy at the centre of her care, making any decisions in the process. Wendy then felt frustrated and anxious and angry that all of her concerns had previously been ignored. This affected her mental health negatively. Wendy was assigned an MS nurse who actively supported her and her husband, putting her and her family at the centre of all of her decisions related to her care that needed to be made. Her family are the most important thing in her life. Wendy and her husband struggled at first with the initial diagnosis. However, the MS nurse advised them that it would be good to tell their children. Initially, Wendy and her husband didn't want to do this, but with the support from the MS nurse, they felt they could. Once she was referred to the MS nurse, she was given the knowledge to make informed choices about her medication. She was told about lots of different choices and not forced into doing anything. The nurse gave Wendy a sense of control in planning and developing a treatment plan which was suited for her. The new GP and the MS nurse involved Wendy fully and give her some control back, and the dynamic between the professionals changed. Wendy was given more power and this affected her positively. She was kept informed of everything the GP was doing and now had a team of professionals working together to offer continuity of the service and access the appropriate care needed. Wendy felt comfortable and safe. Because she now felt comfortable and more confident, she was able to make decisions with her husband and talk to her children about her illness. This was positive for Wendy, as she indicated her family were the most important thing in her life, and talking about her illness united them. Being included in creating her own care plan has left Wendy feeling a lot more positive. As she explains, she feels there's light at the end of the tunnel. This reduced her anxiety and give her a more positive outlook initially. However, as her disease went on to progress, Wendy became depressed and she was offered antidepressants off the doctor, which she refused as she felt she was already taking a lot of tablets. Wendy was not offered any other choices at this moment in time. She could have been offered mindfulness activities to help with her anxiety and depression, or also maybe offered some counselling to talk about what happened over the last 3.5 years and the diagnosis, because it's quite clear that to Wendy, talking about stuff does help and does calm her. Wherever possible, Wendy does not want this diagnosis to change her life and affect her hobbies and the things she likes doing, like attending football matches and seeing her friends and being with her family. Through her input into her own treatment plan, she feels recognised and valued. She has control over her treatment and therefore feels control over the MS and that it does not control her, and this is really important. She needs to plan for the future as her disease develops, which includes accessibility so she can continue to enjoy friends and family and her hobbies. She wants to talk about her experiences. This has helped process and accept the situation, but also allowed her to see opportunities to develop positive outcomes for herself and others that may be struggling. She is now confident and able to provide information and support to others with the first-hand knowledge she gained from her life experiences. Moving forward, I think it would be appropriate to have a multi-agency team around Wendy, which will involve professionals from social care as well. This will help plan for Wendy's future as the disease progresses. It's important to keep Wendy's protective factors such as a strong family bond, so her family may need access to different services and support as well. This way, Wendy and the family's well-being is being supported. Moving forward, I feel it would be appropriate to have a multi-agency team around Wendy, which will involve professionals from social care. This will help plan for Wendy's future and as the disease progresses. It is important to keep Wendy's protective factors such as a strong family bond, so her family may need to access different services that support theirs and Wendy's mental well-being.